In the eyes of their Soviet comrades, the communists in this country have a vital role in the march toward world enslavement. They are, by Nikita Khrushchev's own description, a valuable arm of the international conspiracy against God and freedom. And the sooner every American faces this fact, the stronger our position will be. We must shed our complacency and aggressively meet this challenge.
Under Hoover, the FBI had become a political police force, using bugging, telephone tapping, burglary and forgery, all in the name of internal security. In August 1963, Hoover had set up a special unit to watch Martin Luther King. It reported that the American Communist Party had planted 2 senior and secret members in Dr. King's entourage, where they had become close advisors. One was a Jewish lawyer named Stanley Levison. The other was a former young socialist, Clarence Jones.
Was I ever, in fact, a member, a card-carrying member of the Communist Party? The answer is no. It's not as if Martin King could be led by the nose by a Stanley Levison or by a Clarence Jones. That's absolutely nonsense. Martin King, to Hoover, was a Negro that he couldn't control. He was, in the classic case, the uppity, arrogant nigger.
Without providing any evidence of communist infiltration, Hoover had persuaded the Attorney General, Robert Kennedy, to authorize telephone taps on Dr. King and the 2 subversives he was supposed to be consorting with. Kennedy agreed to a trial period of 1 month's secret surveillance. By the time Robert Kennedy's authorization ran out, Johnson was president. Hoover quietly kept the taps in place. The watch on King was codenamed Operation Zorro. An assistant director, William Sullivan, was put in charge of Hoover's special unit. A 9-hour meeting produced an expanded action plan. It ranged from the use of hidden microphones in hotel rooms used by King to the planting of prostitutes in his offices as secretaries. There was no discussion of contacts with communists, a field of inquiry the FBI had quickly abandoned as unrewarding. Instead, they decided to focus on King's private life in the hope, and this is a quote from the record, of exposing King as an immoral opportunist. Arthur Murtagh, then a field agent in the FBI's Atlanta office, was a member of the team.
Hoover wanted it done. I don't think there was any justification of it at all. There wasn't anything. We had no information that King was in any way un-American or in violation of the law. The Bureau was interested in destroying him because Hoover wanted him destroyed.
The FBI's operation now moved from Washington to Atlanta. There, King's organization, the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, was placed under 24-hour surveillance. In December 1963, FBI agents set up shop in an unoccupied building on the opposite side of the street. Everyone entering and leaving was photographed, including King, who was to be followed wherever he went in America. The agents involved all knew the objective: to gather evidence Hoover could use to destroy King as a civil rights leader.
They started off hating him because he was black. He was a, I hate to use the phrase, but he was a nigger. The agents that I was working with on this particular squad had been brought up to believe that all black people were dangerous, that they were dishonest, that they lacked character, that they were sexual perverts, all kinds of hatred.
Murtagh says it was the most extensive surveillance operation ever undertaken by the FBI. Inside the Bureau's Atlanta headquarters, 10 agents assigned to the case were given their own segregated area. In one room, agents recorded all telephone calls to and from King's offices and his home on nearby Johnson Street. In another room, again according to Murtagh, Hoover's G-men busied themselves by dreaming up imaginative schemes for the entrapment of the Reverend King. Whether the new president knew what his friend Hoover was up to, we do not know. What is clear is that while Hoover was trying to sabotage progress on civil rights, Johnson was doing everything he could to promote it. He telephoned Mrs. K. Graham, publisher of the Washington Post.
Hello?
Hello, Mr. President.
Hello, my sweetheart. How are you?
Well, I'm fine. Are you?
You know, the only one thing I dislike about this job is that I'm married and I can't ever get to see you. I just hear that sweet voice, and it's always on telephone. And I'd like to break out of here and be like one of these young animals down on my ranch, jump a fence.
Now, that's going to set me up for the mud.
Then he got serious. The president wanted the Post to attack Republicans who were blocking his bill's progress by refusing to assign a petition that would allow it to be debated.
Now, every person that doesn't sign that petition has got to be fairly regarded as being anti-civil rights. But I don't think any American can say it. He won't let them have a hearing. That is worse than Hitler did. So we've got to get ready for that, and we've got to get ready every day, front page, in and out, individuals. Why are you against a hearing? And point them up and have their pictures and have editorials and have everything else that is in a dignified way for a hearing on the floor.
It was now Christmas time, and after 4 exhilarating weeks in power, the president was spending the holiday at his Texas ranch with Lady Bird and the girls, Linda Bird and Lucy Baines. With his civil rights bill uppermost in mind, Johnson now hit on the novel idea of inviting half a dozen black leaders and their wives to the ranch. From the ranch, he called his civil rights advisor at the White House, Lee White.
Lee, this is a little risky, but I want to get your judgment on it. I thought we might invite Roy Wilkins and Farmer and Luther King come down here and talk to me about my State of the Union message. Just bring them deep in the heart of Texas and have them at my home and have lunch with me. And if you want to bring one of the women, bring one of those nigger women. I think it'd be a pretty dramatic thing for the nation to just have them in my home and have them talking to me about the State of the Union message. Thank you, Lee.
Sadly, a winter storm intervened. The excursion was cancelled. Instead, King and the others were invited to meet the president at the White House after the holiday. From New York, Clarence Jones booked a suite for King at the Willard Hotel in Washington. The FBI intercepted the call. On the afternoon of January the 5th, Special Agent L.W.P. Churndorf led a 3-man team on an illegal break-in at the Willard. Operation Zorro now took a significant turn. For the first time, the agents deployed hidden microphones, 7 altogether, not to gather evidence of subversive contacts, but to find out what King might do in the privacy of his hotel room.
I had to assume that they would be tapping him and watching him and under surveillance, so he should be careful, all right? I don't think he had any idea, I certainly didn't, of the magnitude or the detail of the surveillance. I think if he had, I think he would have been petrified.
Early next morning, King left his Atlanta office for Washington. FBI Atlanta passed his arrival time to FBI Washington, 10:24 a.m. King was observed at National Airport. After checking in at the Willard Hotel, King left for the White House, where he joined 3 other black leaders.
I think the president is doing a very good job in civil rights. He has made it clear publicly and privately that he's committed to civil rights in general and to the Civil Rights Bill in particular. And from all indications, he plans to take a forthright stand on this issue, and a very consistent one. So as it stands now, we feel that the president is doing a good job.
Thank you.
James Farmer was one of the 3 black leaders with King.